Welcome back. It is a 7:15. You know, some people don't just listen to their favorite songs, they let them shape their lives.
One fan takes that idea to a whole new level, building a collection full of stories, rare finds, and some serious heart.
Not a lonely one, though. From incredible memorabilia to unforgettable moments, here is a look inside a world where music meets passion.
A lot of people have an artist whose music just accompanies them through all the good times and the hard times in life. Here's someone like that. Someone just as varied and interesting as his favorite artist's discography. Realtor, author, and show host at Hippie Radio, Richard Courtney.
I'm going to get a real job someday.
And don't let me forget this title, curator of his in-home Beatles museum.
I have about 5,114 items. I've really been collecting since I first heard of the Beatles in 1963.
That's your actual Halloween costume from the 60s?
Yeah, 1964. I was in the 4th grade and I bought this costume. It's called Ben Cooper. This one that I actually wore door to door in Columbia, Tennessee. I've since bought originals with each Beatles face on the real mask. Of Astrid Kirchherr, their long hair is really just Astrid's haircut.
So she came up with the mop tops?
Yep.
The things in Richard's museum can tell you the Beatles story.
These are the promotional copies of She Loves You that were sent to the DJs in America on Swan Records. This is the promo for when it flopped. And then when the Beatles hit it, Swan re-released it. It went to #1 eventually.
He has some real rarities. Yes, he has a few copies of that.
Strawberry Field was an orphanage which was right behind John Lennon's Aunt Mimi's house, because there's a song called Strawberry Fields Forever, but the place was called Strawberry Field.
Richard has stories of meeting people in the Beatles' orbit.
There's May Pang, yes, she's been here a few times.
And meeting some Beatles themselves.
I really like Here Comes the Sun. It's so positive.
And Richard's lived through some things where the positivity of a great song was especially important.
I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 2021. 2 years later, I had basal cell carcinoma on the back of my septum, and they had to amputate my entire nose, and it took 15 surgeries to build it back.
Richard remembers this one time, getting back from an especially painful day of his treatments.
I got home and there were 300 people in my front yard who sang, "I want to hold your hand, all you need is love, and here comes the sun," and that really made me feel good.
Great people and great songs you can never undervalue in the tough times.
Sie liebt dich, She Loves You in German.
Today, cancer-free.
I have about 3 times this much in storage.
Richard is always sharing stories with anyone who drops in.
This is the t-shirt that Stella McCartney designed for the people who participated in Live Aid.
Still adding to a grand collection.
When I retire, I'm going to go find some more.